so now we're here to talk about the second season.
With Matt Regis.
Yeah, and the second season picks up exactly where the first season left off. The first season ends with this new drug distributor that they started working with beating one of his underlings to death, almost on a whim.
Vicious, cruel, unprecedented.
And the two main characters just standing there, just like, holy crap. Finally, we get to see some of the full scope of the drug industry and how bad it can get.
It's a really cool thing about the show. They're not afraid to show the truth about the drug industry. Like, people get killed on the show. You see people mercilessly beaten.
A dude gets his head stuck on a turtle.
Exactly.
That is then rigged to explode.
I mean, you could see these things really happening in the cartel, and the show provides like a good representation of what really goes on.
Absolutely true. And that actually happens in the second season. They have a cameo from Danny Trejo. If you don't know who he is, he's Machete in the movie Machete. He's also Uncle Machete in the Spy Kids movies. And he's been in other stuff too. He's basically the go-to tough Mexican guy. And he is in the movie. He's in the show. And then the next time you see him, his head has been removed by the drug cartel for being an informant and placed on top of a tortoise, which we later find out has been rigged to explode and actually blows off, like I think kills one DEA agent and blows off another one's leg. But anyway, the second season starts with the two main characters. Yeah, it was awesome. The two main characters standing there, having been shocked by the beating that they've just witnessed, and then it gets crazier from there. I feel like the show got less funny, but added more drama and tenseness.
A lot more intense.
And also we see
second season steps everything up.
It's true.
The action, the bloodiness, everything
steps up. The third season steps it up.
The third season is like I don't know where they're gonna go from here. The fourth season takes it so high that I'm not sure if it's possible to go any higher. It's like what are you going to do now?
Introduce Armageddon or something.
Yeah, like how you only have to increase the scale. I don't know how you have that much more drama. But the second season is like way more drama, way more action. Like Lewis was saying, you start to see what has actually been brought out in the main character by all of this. You start to see that maybe it's become less about trying to leave money behind for his family and more about the rush he gets from having power for once and being the one in control. Especially in episode 10, because they, at one point during the season, they actually make enough meth to not actually have to make meth anymore. They've succeeded in their goal, but the main character can't stay away. He just can't. And we see him try to for an episode, and then by the end, he's walking up to random people in a supermarket that he knows are trying to encroach on his meth business and telling him to stay out of his territory, which is like one of the best scenes in the show.
It's Lowe's, or whatever. Ace Hardware.
You're right.
It's not a supermarket.
Sorry. I misspoke. Hardware store.
The guy has a cart full of all the different ingredients, chemicals needed to concoct meth. And Walt is the name of the main character. Just like, well, no, you can't do this.
Well, first I think he's advising. At first he advises him. He's like, you shouldn't buy everything in one place. Plus, you need to get these matches because you want the striker strips, not the matches themselves. And like gives him this whole lecture. It's like the guy is understandably freaked out. He probably thinks Walt is some kind of like undercover cop or something, and like runs out and tells the other guy. And then Walt comes out and is like, stay out of my territory. Which is like the coolest scene. And then
it's a fantastic scene.
Yeah, and then we really get to see how far he's willing to go to defend himself with Jesse's girlfriend, because Jesse very useful in a lot of cases. Jesse finally gets a girlfriend who eventually brings
She's
Jesse.
not really that pretty. I don't think so.
I think she's cute.
Wait, which one? The first one or the second one?
Jane, the first one.
Oh,
yeah.
He gets a girlfriend. I thought she was pretty, but anyway, he's finally happy.
He has a weird taste in women.
Whatever. She's finally happy. Or he's finally happy, which we haven't seen from Jesse. And the problem with this girl is that she's also a former drug addict, and she draws him into taking heroin.
And he thinks she's pretty because she takes meth and heroin.
That's not why.
Shake my head.
Okay. And then, yeah, exactly why. And then, basically, she finds out about Walt, and that Walt is not giving Jesse his money. Walt does not give Jesse his share of the money because, in Walt's opinion, if he gives him this money, Jesse will blow it all on heroin and OD, which is probably true. So Walt is keeping the money in order to try and save Jesse. But Jane, Jesse's new girlfriend, decides, no, that's not acceptable, and blackmails Walt into giving Jesse the money. And then Walt comes back later to try and talk to Jesse about it, only to discover that he's already taken heroin, he and his girlfriend, and that they're both just completely high. And then...
I thought it was coke.
No, I think it was heroin, because they look at the needles. I think they shot up heroin.
I thought it was...
And, well, whatever it is, she ODs. Walt accidentally, she's sleeping on her side, and she... Well, I don't know if she ODs.
With coke, you have a heart attack. Heroin, you just sleep.
Okay, yeah, it was heroin. They were sleeping.
Thank you.
they both wrote in their sleep.
Yeah, that's heroin. Coke just kills you of a straight heart attack. You just convulse and die. But heroin is the only thing that puts you to sleep and makes you throw up. It's just an opiate.
There you have it, from the man who knows, because he's written lots of books about the subject, of course. Anyway, he's a scholar of drugs.
Scholar of rehab.
Anyway, Walt, when he gets there, accidentally knocks Jesse's girlfriend over. She was sleeping on her side, she fell onto her back, and she starts throwing up. And Walt is able to save her by turning her back over, but he doesn't. Rather than save her life, he actually decides to let her die. And the question is, why does he let her die? And is this no. And then
I don't want this apple juice in the picture.
Anyway,
You're trying to convince me that was apple juice, and look at it.
So,
clearly
for Breaking Bad,
Season 2 introduces, also, Gus gets introduced towards the end of Season 2, which is amazing. Anyway, Season 2, better than Season 1, steps every single thing up. It was amazing. Alright, next video, we're done. Just